Are you tired of trying countless diets, promising extraordinary results, but failing to deliver in the long run? Do you wonder why some diets perform miraculous wonders for some people, while for others didn't do anything? Well, you're not alone. In this video, we'll uncover the truth behind these dieting trends. We'll cover keto, intermittent fasting, and many other diets that followers proclaim that this is the best diet for you. But here's the catch. What if I told you that the best diet for you is not the type of food you eat? It's within you, your very own DNA. Now let's take a simple example that most people can understand. So if you have a Tesla, which is an electric vehicle, and you go to the gas station, you can't pump up gas in an electric vehicle. Although there are some instances where people have done that, but that aside. And vice versa, you can't go charge a gas vehicle if they're just not meant for that. Then why are we trying diets that don't fit our specific makeup? Okay, let's take a moment to think. Ice cream versus rice. What's better for our blood glucose levels? According to a study by Siegel Labs, they reported that in their study, half the people had high blood glucose levels with ice cream, while the other half had higher levels with rice, meaning that it depended on the person itself. These were the same exact types of ice creams and rice. The DNA makeup of each person is different in how they metabolize and break down these foods. They repeated this test for lots of different foods, including chocolate and others, and they found similar results. People acted differently to the same foods. The difference is not within the food, it's a difference within the person. For some individuals, Siegel Labs even reported that if they added junk food within their daily diets, that their blood glucose wouldn't go up, and that they allowed a certain amount of junk food within their diets because there was no harm to them at all. So that just begs the question, like, everything we've been taught about nutrition may be wrong. Okay, let's take a step back. Let's go to something even more relatable for people on a nutrition basis. You probably know someone, or you yourself are lactose intolerant. And for that person that's lactose intolerant, they're not able to digest the milk proteins because of an LCT gene mutation within them. Now, these people have developed evolutionary to not process milk. Similar story can be true for people who are very sensitive to beans. So some people, when they eat beans, their digestive system goes super crazy. They get diarrhea, lots of flatulence, and just lots of abdominal problems. Now you're wondering, why do certain people get this while certain other people don't? Well, it comes down to our DNA, it comes down to our genetic makeup and how we're made to process foods. If you go to other countries like India and you're from the westernized world, you probably won't do well eating the street food there. Why? Because the street food there is gonna have a lot of bacteria that your gut biome is not used to. But the people who grew up there have the genetic makeup not only for it, they also have the environmental adaptation to it because they've lived there their whole lives. They're used to those bacteria, those things that are on the food, while we in the westernized society are used to our types of bacteria on the food. Our gut microbiomes are totally different. I mean, it just makes sense. If we were brought up in a certain area and we stayed there for a lifetime, our gut microbiome would be adapted for that specific environment. But if we go to a different environment, and we probably wouldn't do as well because of our microbiome. So when we start trying new diets like keto, vegan, carnivore diet, and the other many diets out there, and we still don't see a difference in our weight, our muscle gains, our mental health, and it's been a long period of time that you've been doing this, the problem isn't in you, it's in the food. It's just plain and simple not meant for you. There is no one perfect diet that can fit for every person on this planet. That's why you see many people claiming, oh, keto is amazing. Oh, carnivore diet helped me lose weight. Oh, vegan diet has helped me live over 100 years old. These work for some people, but on the other end of the spectrum, you have people who are not feeling great with these new diets. They're like, okay, this didn't work for me. I'm not gaining the muscle I wanted. I'm not losing the fat I wanted. I feel more fatigued. I'm having more medical problems. Now you're probably asking, what diet should I try out? I don't know my genome. What should I do? And you're right. It's really hard finding the exact types of foods that are going to be good for you. And it's hard getting the DNA test. It's expensive. It's a few $100s. It's like $500-600. Not everyone can spend that, but there are ways to go about it. If you're willing to commit yourself, you could buy glucose monitors from your local CVS, Walgreens, convenience stores, and you can monitor your glucose after meals. Track down which foods cause a really big spike in glucose and which ones don't. The ones that cause really big spike, avoid those foods. because your body is not liking them. And the ones that aren't causing a spike, keep them in your diet. They're good for you. Or you can keep track of certain meals, diets that you've tried, what's working for you, which foods make you feel good, which foods don't. You can try out the carnivore diets, vegan diets, keto, whatever works for you. Try it out, log every one, see what's working, what's not working. If you start feeling boggy, tired, lazy, write it down in a notebook, write it on your smartphone, and be like, okay, this is a food that doesn't make me feel good. I'm gonna try to avoid this. Go to a different food. Okay, this food makes me feel amazing. I feel refreshed. I'm energized. Okay, this is a food that's good for me. Write that down. It is time consuming, but this will create the best diet for you. For example, when I eat something with heavy dairy made of full fat milk, I feel boggy, lazy. My stomach hurts. I get cramps. It just doesn't feel good. The same is true when I eat a lot of carbs. When I have a very carb-filled dinner, like a very heavy pasta, even though I love pasta, just only pasta for a whole meal, nothing else. I feel very drained, boggy, tired. So I've compromised to a diet. I've cut down on full fat milk. I don't have it at all because I know it's gonna upset me. And then in carbs, as long as it's in a moderate amount of portion for me, it's totally fine. I have no problem. I always feel great after eating a salad. I don't know, it might just be a mental thing. So I have some type of vegetable, some salad on the side. So as a rule of thumb, you guys should try to stay away from processed foods as much as possible because those are universally going to be bad for you. Processed foods are not naturally occurring and they're gonna mess with our gut microbiome, cause problems with us short-term and long-term. So if you can, please try to avoid those as much as possible. And trust me, you'll feel a difference in foods that are totally not meant for you versus foods that are meant for you. If you keep track mentally on a smartphone or in a notebook, you can figure out exactly what's working for you and what doesn't work for you. If this food, this diet is not working for you, you're not the problem, it's the food. So take that into account that these foods may not be working well with your genetic makeup, your microbiome. We are all unique individuals. There's 8 billion of us on this planet and each of us is different. So why should we be eating the same exact foods? We need individuality. We are individual beings. So our diets are also individualistic. All 8 billion of us are unique individuals and we need tailored diets for our personal needs so we can function to the best of our abilities. We need to shift our perspectives as a society from finding the best diet for us to in turn finding the best diet for me. If you enjoyed this video, please click here, check out my video on carbs and why they're not bad for you, and thank you for watching.